Alright guys, today we're going to look at angles. Angles are created when two lines intersect or have a vertex. The angle is the distance between the two lines. So if I have this angle, this is my vertex, and this is my angle. And the angle is the distance here between this line and this one. Let's look at specific types of angles. Alright, some of these should be reviewed. A right angle is 90 degrees. Always remember the loser sign. An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees. And a straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. So this line I just drew, that's a straight angle. Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. So let's say I had this angle here. This will be A, this will be B. These are complements because if I add these two together, they're going to equal 90 degrees. And supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180. So let's say I had this line, and these are my two angles. This will be A, this will be B. Again, if I add these two together, they should add up to 180. All right, let's look at an example. All right, in the diagram below, which angles are complements? Well, I know I'm looking for angles that are going to give me a right angle. Now, it can't be angle 1 because angle 1 is already a right angle. I'm looking for two angles that will add up to 90 degrees that are not already right angles. So, if I look at angle 2 and angle 3, they're both along this other side of this right angle. Now, even though I don't know the values of them, I can still look at them and see that they're complements because they'll both, if I were to add them together, if I knew their values, they would add up to 90 degrees. So the best choice here is G, angle 3 and angle 2. Let's do another example. An angle measures 144 degrees. What is the measure of its supplement? Well, if it's supplement, I know that it has to equal 180 degrees. Now, if I already know that I have one angle that's 144 and it has to equal 180, I can just find the difference. 180 minus 114 will give me 66. Now, let's double check that. Does 66 plus 144 in fact give me 180? Well, if I add those up, it does. So this angle supplement is 66. Here's another thing I want to show you guys in case you guys are having trouble remembering complementary and supplementary. Complementary starts with a C. Now, if I look at this, look at my C is kind of already in the shape of a 9. I can just add a little line there and turn that into a 9. So now I have complementary that looks like 90 degrees. And you can do the same thing with supplementary. Let's say I have supplementary. I can actually turn this S into an 8. And there I can remember that's 180. Just a little trick in case you guys are having trouble remembering. Let's do another example. Okay guys, let's look at this. I want to figure out what angle ACD is, or figure out what the value of X is. But before I do that, I need to figure out what the angle of ACB, of what this angle is, in order to figure out what its supplement ACD is. So all I have to do here is remember my rules of interior angles. This value, and then this value have to add up to 180. So I'm just going to do 180 minus 75 minus 61. If I do that, that's going to come out to 44 degrees. So the value of angle ACB is 44 degrees. Now that I know that, I can see that angle ACD and ACB are along a straight angle, which means that this value is the supplement of this value. So I know that angle ACB and angle ACD must add up to be 180 degrees. So all I'm going to do is 180 minus 44. Now, if I do that, if I subtract 44 from 180, I'm going to come out with 136 degrees. So that means the value of angle ACD, or the measurement, is 160 degrees, or 136 degrees rather. All right, guys, we should feel pretty confident with this. Let's go ahead and practice.